Hi there! So, somebody requested that I would do a look with the blue eyeshadow that I've showed you these days, which is this one from the Saharan 2 palette from Juvia's place. This is the most beautiful light blue shade. It is also a shimmer shade. Well, somebody requested that I use this one in an everyday look, which is a little bit challenging. I did it in that video that I did recently where I used this one in a neutral look but applied it in the inner corners. So it was a neutral brown look with a blue inner corner. That's not the softest look that there is, but there is a pretty everyday appropriate look in my opinion. Today I'm going to attempt to do that again, but a little bit differently. So I'm going to incorporate this in an everyday look. Again, it is not going to be the softest look ever. You can't, like, blue by definition, in my opinion, it's not really a soft color. I did this series last year. I think it was like in March last year. It was one of my favorite things that I did on YouTube. I took colors and used them in everyday looks. I used like softer version of a certain color and did a soft everyday look with it. In this series I did a look with teal. From what I remember, I don't think I used blue, but I did use teal, and I'm going to link that video up here. I also did purple, from what I remember, probably green, because green is my favorite eyeshadow color. I really love that series, and I think it was a nice way to incorporate a little bit of color in your everyday looks. This is probably my longest intro that I did ever. Before applying any eyeshadow on my lids, I'm going to prime my lids with the Shadow Insurance eyeshadow primer. Just going to use a tiny drop of that on both of my lids. I'm going to use my finger to spread it evenly on my lid. And I'm going to allow it a minute or two to dry. What I have in mind, and I do hope that it's going to turn out soft enough, is I want to do an eyeliner look similar to the one that I did in my previous video. I'm going to use that same technique, and I want to apply the light blue in this inner portion of my lid and then continue with the eyeliner. The whole eyeshadow is going to be at the base of my lashes, so I'm not going to apply a transition shade, a lid shade, not anything like that. You can, of course, but I think that in this way I'm going to keep the look as simple as possible. I don't necessarily need a crease shade because I have deep set eyes, so my crease is already shadowy and very visible. But if you want, you can take your contour powder or just a transition shade. I would use a cooler tone, like a neutral or cool tone transition shade, and apply it in your crease just to have a little bit of color there if you need to. I'm saying that I would use a cooler tone because it would suit the blue a little bit better, in my opinion. Well, I'm gonna take a flat brush and pick up the light blue in the palette. I'm trying not to apply way too much of this. Again, I want to keep it as soft as possible, so this is everyday appropriate. Obviously, what is everyday appropriate is subjective. I think this is enough. This is kind of the look that I was going for now. Now, for the easiest eyeliner technique that I ever did on my channel, I discovered it in my previous video. I'm going to use something sharp and thin. I'm going to use this packaging from my Dior palette. I'm also going to take my Dior palette because I have a dark brown here that I'm going to use as an eyeliner shade. You can use black, of course, or any eyeshadow color that you want. You can also go for dark blue, but that would be a little bit bolder. So I'm going to stick with neutrals for the eyeliner and pick the dark brown. The sun is out. That is so exciting. Let's get back into the eyeliner. So I'm going to use this thing and my dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm going to use this as a eyeshadow shield, like that. The easier, more convenient probably version would be using an eyeshadow shield or scotch tape to stick it here and then do the liner above it. I don't have any of that at the moment, so we're going to improvise, and also this is really simple. So, keeping it here where I want my liner, and just will go above it. And I'm using a pencil brush from Morphe. I cannot see what I'm doing because I have my mirror pretty far away, and I don't see in a distance, so bear with me. Is this okay? It looks okay when I look into my mirror. Let me get it closer. Oh, I don't like it. It's too short. I will fix it off camera again by using this and just doing what I need to do, but I can't possibly. I usually hold my mirror in my hand. This that I have right here is not a setup. This is a joke, so I can't do things professionally. Okay, this is it. I just did my liner a little bit longer because it was okay before, but I don't really go for that baby eyeliner style. But this is more of what I would wear on an everyday basis. Is it soft enough? I think it's soft enough for everyday. I really do think so. I'm proud of myself. I'm gonna leave the eye makeup like this. I think I'm just going to complete it with mascara and leave it like that for good. So I'm going to move on to my face makeup. I'm not going to use any foundation, as you're probably used to by now. I'm going to use the Kind and Free concealer from Rimmel. I kind of miss foundation. Maybe I should start applying it again soon. Or like, maybe do a mix of foundation and no foundation looks. I'm gonna conceal here on my nose and a little bit on my nose because my nose is a little bit darker than the rest of my skin for some reason. So I'm going to cancel that out with concealer, even though this one has a pretty light coverage. Maybe evens out a little bit, and it's also pretty hydrating underneath the eyes, so I love it for that. I'm just gonna use my finger and pat it in. I'm mainly blending it in the inner portion of my under eyes because that's where my discoloration is, and just fading it outwards with whatever product I have left on my finger. And I'm using patting motions. I'm not really swiping it around. I'm gonna need to set the under eyes so they don't crease throughout the day. I'm gonna use a sheer coat of powder, making sure that I don't set a crease. And then do stamping motions underneath my eyes and kind of bring it down. I'm setting an imaginary triangle here, and you can set wherever you get oily and you want to cancel out the shine. I just dropped my Catrice Sun Lover bronzer on the ground, and I thought I have a pattern of destroying bronzers, but this is intact. Nice. Gonna use this one next. Isn't this lovely? I'm gonna use a little bit of blush next. I'm using the Essence, the blush in the shade 10. And again, I'm using stamping motions, applying it above the bronzer and mainly on the sides of my face. I cannot be bothered to do highlighter today, so I'm gonna finish off the eyes with mascara, but not before curling them with a lash curler. And I will be using the Lash Pow mascara from Revolution. And I'm using the leftover product on my brush on the lower lashes. I'm gonna finish off with some lip products using the NYX lip pencil in the shade Nude Truffle, which is the perfect nude lip pencil. If you have a fair skin tone like mine, it is a little bit darker, but that's why I like it, because I like light colored lipsticks and it creates a little bit of a contrast with the lip liner. And I'm gonna finish off with the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. And this is the finished look. I really hope you find it soft enough for every day. I do think that it's really soft, and it's probably the softest version of a look that I did with this lovely blue in the Juvia's Place palette. That eyeshadow might be my favorite at the moment. It's really, really lovely. Well, that's it for me today. I'm going to head out. I hope you enjoyed it and you found this video useful in some way. I want to thank you so much for watching, and wish you an amazing sunny day like I have here. It's really beautiful outside, and it kind of makes me happy on the inside, if that makes any sense. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!